Good morning. Our next topic, soil pollution. What is soil pollution? The soil pollution is defined as the change in physical, chemical, and biological conditions of the soil. Physical, chemical, and biological conditions of the soil through man's interventions, resulting in the degradation in quality and productivity of the soil. And that is known as soil pollution. So again, the same definition in a simple and brief manner. The buildup in soils of determined toxic compounds, chemicals, salts, radioactive materials, or disease-causing agents which have adverse effects on plant growth and animal growth or and life health. So this is known as soil pollution. So there are three types of soil pollutions are there. One is agricultural soil pollution, because of surface soil pollutants of pollution of surface soil and pollution of underground soil, that is agricultural soil pollution. And second one is soil pollution by industrial effluents and solid waste. That is the second type. And third one is urban activities, surface soil and underground soil. So again, same agricultural and industrial, and third one is urban activities. So in the industrial activities, for example, in the mining process, in the purification process, and in metallurgical process, and in extraction process, in this there are so many steps are involved in the purification and extraction of the pure metal from its ore composition. For example, like sulfonation process and calcination, roasting and washing. So these are the few steps present in the industrial parts. And if it is in a tannery industry, again we are using chromium salt. So this releases a huge amount of uh, a huge amount of soil is completely degraded by mining activities. So this is about soil pollution, that is the industrial activities. And in so it disturbs the underground also. So what is modern agricultural? Modern agriculture is a term used to describe the wide type of production practices employed by developing countries' farmers. It makes use of hybrid seeds, of selected variety of single crop, technologically advanced equipments, and a lot of energy subsidies in the form of irrigation of water, fertilizers, and pesticides. So in the modern agriculture, in the traditional agricultural process, we need a lot of water resources. But in modern agricultural methods, we are using drip irrigation. It's also a one technique. So this is one example for the modern agriculture. Producing food has major environmental impacts. The modern agriculture has a great harmful environmental impacts than any human activity. Loss of biodiversity as a result of monoculture and loss of genetic variability in crops and livestock, and high input of chemicals, air, water pollution, greater soil erosion. So in the modern agricultural methods, loss of biodiversity. So the birds or insects or some animals, they are dependent on the plants. So when we are using a harmful chemicals like fertilizer substances to increase the productivity of the plants, so these fertilizer substances is consumed by the animals or insects or birds, and it leads to decrease in the population of that community, that is loss of biodiversity. and loss of genetic variability. So single crop production, that is also leads to genetic variability and high input of chemicals, air and water pollution. By spraying chemicals, by using fertilizer substances, it leads to air pollution. And because of surface runoff, we are using one is fertilizer substances, another one is pesticide substances. Fertilizer and pesticides, these pesticides leads to air pollution and fertilizer substance leads to water pollution. And when the surface runoff is present, so soil erosion may take place. The effects of modern agriculture, impact of high yielding varieties. The use of high yielding varieties encourages monoculture. That means uh, genetic diversity is completely vanished and a single crop production. So same genotype is grown over vast areas. There is a possibility that attack of pathogens leads to total devastation of crop by disease due to uniform conditions, which results in rapid spread diseases. And the second problem is waterlogging. So in our country, in Punjab and Haryana, extensive areas have become waterlogged. Excess of water we are using, that is known as waterlogging, where adequate canal water supply or tube well water encouraged the farmers to use it over enthusiastically, leading to waterlogging problem. Excessive water is present in the agricultural land, that is known as waterlogging. It also impacts the agricultural production. And the third one is salinity problems. Present one third of total cultivable land area of the world is affected by salts. In India, it is nearly 7 million hectares of land are estimated to be salt affected, which may be saline or sodic. So salt affected means the water in the water, if excess salts may present, or some fertilizer substances like NPK fertilizers and urea we are using in an excess amount. So if the water, some amount of this fertilizer substance is absorbed by the plants, remaining fertilizer substances may be deposited on the surface of the land. That leads to salinity problems. So methods to control soil pollution and reducing chemical fertilizers and pesticide use. That is one method. And second one is recycling process is another way to reduce and control soil pollution. Recycle the paper, plastic, and other materials to reduce the volume of refuse in landfills. And another common cause of soil pollution. The recycling process. So if we are using same content again and again, so the production, we can reduce the production. By reducing the production, we can indirectly control the soil pollution. That means waste generation and reusing the materials, reducing, recycle, and reusing the materials. And last one is deforestation, the cutting of trees cause erosion, that is soil erosion, pollution, and it leads to pollution. And the loss of fertility in the topsoil. By planting more trees, reforestation helps prevent the soil erosion and which absorbs toxic gases and some particles, strengthens the soil and reduce the soil pollution. So the major causes for the soil pollution is in a broad way, that is agricultural extensive use of fertilizers and pesticides, industrial activities like mining process and industrial production, deforestation, spills and lakes, oil spills, littering, waste disposal, mining, construction, that is rubbish waste, transportation, landfills, chemical waste, nuclear waste, acid rain, illegal dumping. So these are the major causes. And in effects, health effects, effects on microorganisms, animals, fertility of plants, behavior of growth behavior of plants, and dust, air pollution. And the final solutions are deforestation, reduce in consumption, recycling, bioremediation, switch from conventional to organic products, and avoid the use of fossil fuels because it generates ash as the waste material. So avoid use of fossil fuels and proper waste disposal, wetland restoration. So by implementing these solutions, we can reduce the soil pollution. Thank you.